Hello and welcome to Creeponjune25 collaboration hosted by Tracie Fox Creative. Thank you, Tracie. I am honored and grateful to be part of the collaboration, and I appreciate your hard work into putting this collaboration together. My name is Helen, and I have two bass in front of me and a poem that I will be crafting with. And so this is the pocket. I will be cutting it in half and taking off the sides. It's not going to be a pocket. This will be split. I'm going to have two tags. And the poem that I have for this project is, "All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream." Still prepping, and what I'm doing now is I'm just putting this paint and putting it around the edge of this image here, trying to make this look grungy. Blending in the white to the hair, because I want the hair to look white. See? touch up the skeleton a little bit with white. Okay, I finished wrapping up my mummy. So this is how it looks. See, I didn't wrap it around. All I did is did some little pieces. Now what I want to do is I want to go in here and touch up the mummy a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to, these are my Faber-Castell watercolor pencils that I have. And so I'm using the black, and I think that the mummy is kind of fading away from the background. And so I need to pull the mummy up. So the only way I could do this was to go in here and outline my black. As you can see, that's what I'm doing here. This is the black, and then I'm coming here with the with my paintbrush, and now I'm just going in here and kind of putting a background to the mummy so that this way you can see the mummy because it's kind of fading away. Okay, as you can see, it pulled it out. It's not blending in with the background anymore because the black behind it is pulling him up, and that's what I wanted it to do. Right now it's wet. Some of it is going to lift up because of the water, which I, expected it would do. But once it's completely dry, then I will go back and glue this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that there. And this, I'm going to have to cut this a little bit more. And this is going to be against it. So now you can see he's lurking out. So I would have to distress this. Now it's coming together. So I like that so far. Okay, so I decided that I wanted to use a little bit green on Frankenstein here. So here I am embossing this picture here. Look at how beautiful that looks. I am impressed. Look at that. You see that? I hope you can see it. I want to decorate this. I think I'm going to go with this one. So I'm just going to outline the frame. Okay, I thought I'd let you know that I'll be using the graphite acid, that the Archival ink, which is the acid-free permanent waterproof. So that's what oops, wrong side. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll just show you what I meant by going around it. Just like that, just to make it messy looking. Okay, so that's what I'm doing all the way around the edges of the of this frame. So I'll be back, show you how it looks. When I'm gonna sew this around, and then I'm gonna put it on here. And as you see, I like that, and so that's what I'm gonna do. So sewing, gluing it on here, but first I need to stamp all the way around. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so I lost my video to how I did my accordion tag journal book. And so what I did is pretend that this is an 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And I measured my tag to the cardstock, and then I measured it on the ends of this corner all the way through. So this is the piece that I just cut out so that I could show you. Okay, so then what I did is I scored right here to measure the tag. Once I did that, I moved it over and make sure that it lined up to this side, and then I scored here. And then I just went on and on until I made my accordion according to the tags that I had. So then after that, you glue this on. You glue this to this part, okay? And then I left this spaced because I want it for writing. So I left that alone. And then I came over here and put another tag. And then I skipped this one because I want it for writing. And this is how I did my accordion tag. So I just wanted to show you this because I lost my clipping on how I did this. And so the only thing I could do is do a little demonstration with using these cardstocks that I had to show you exactly how I made my my accordion tag. Now, as you notice, here's a masking tape, and this is there because I had to connect two cardstocks together and then line it up and then put the masking tape so that I could continue on with my tag. And then when you flipped it over, because this is a tag, writing, and here's the tag. So when you got to the end part, when you turn it around, you put another tag to this side, leave this alone for writing. So this will be more or less together like this. And then this would be just going like this, like an accordion. So that's how I did my accordion journal tag book. You see, so every time you open it up, you have your tags right here. Okay, because you're putting it behind the other tag. So that's how I did the accordion. So I just thought I'd show you this little sample so that you could understand that how I made my accordion journal tag book, because that's what I'm calling it, because I wanted a space for journaling, and that's my intent. And then also I wanted to demonstrate the monsters on my tags. So that's what I did. And in each tag, instead of gluing this all, the first one I glued it all together. But then when you skip this one and you go to the next one, to this one, I only glued just this way because I wanted pocket inserts. Okay, and that's what I did here. And yeah, so pocket insert, and then another pocket insert in here. So every time you did a tag, the ends were solid. There was no tag. And then you have your writing. Then here you have your tag, and then you have a pocket, and then writing, and then you have another one and a pocket until you reach the end, and then you turn it around. You match the two ends together, and this one does not have a pocket, so you have writing, and then this one would have the pocket, and then writing, and then the pocket, and then you just go on until you finish with your accordion tag. And that's how I made mine. So the background is the base to the pocket, as you can see. Now this goblin is this goblin here on this ledger. You notice that he has a full face. Here, I cut it in half. I wanted him to look like he was lurking. And so that's the reason for that. And I blew up his picture. So I blew this up so that I could get the size of the face. Then I cut it. Now, I made my own label, and so and the reason for that is because I wanted the names of the monsters, because I used to love to watch Abbott and Costello, and they used to have these monster movies on their show, and so I just thought I'd make them into characters here. Uh, Now this is a fussy cut of a rodent, I believe, and he's a skeleton. I fussy cut that, and I embossed it, and then I put the poem here by Poe, and I splattered it with the Red Barn or Carvo ink. Now my gauze, I painted them. I gave it color, and so I took that out of my video. And so what you see is gray. You'll see like a greenish bluish color, so that it could go with the background of the cover. Now, this is a cardstock. Now, what I did is I made the cardstock 1/4 from the frame, so that you could have an edge frame to the cover. Then the next thing I did was this side. I have die cuts that I cut up, and I used red and black, and I used the blue to for the contrast, because it complements the orange, and that's the reason why you see this blue. Now it had black soot and ground espresso around it, but as soon as I put the paint, I dabbed it off with paper to give it that grungy bluish color look. So that's what you see here, is that blue that's intermixed with the black soot and the ground espresso. So I use some labels. Now the labels here, I use these labels that I bought from the store, and so I thought ephemeras, I should say. And so I thought I incorporated into my project. This is one of, I fussy cut this from the envelope that's in the digital kit and use it as a stamp. And I forgot to put the seal here, but I'll do that later. Now, here is one of the fussy cuts, and I embossed it, and to my surprise, it shows through. I didn't think embossing would do that, but it did. Look at that. It's a see-through glass with the heart in it. My intention was not that. I just wanted to emboss it. So it was a good turnout for that. Now, I also made side pockets to these, to this cover wrap. And so in this pocket, you have this creature. And then again, I put a tab here, and a bead of the skeleton here. I splatted it. I put a little tape there. Again, so you see my gauze that I use. Over here, I did the same thing, and I had the Bride of Frankenstein. And I used, these are stamps that I use, and fussy cut it and put it on there. Now, again, the labels are here. The title that I wanted to put on this frame. I embossed the girl. I was so amazed on how it came out. I don't know if you could see it now. I was moving around so much that, there it is, that you couldn't see what I was talking about. But this is what I wanted you to see. Look at that texture of the embossing to this picture. And this goes here. Okay, so I'll do this. Well, you know that this was the last thing to my tag to get the size. So that's what I did. And here I have the skeleton. I cut it up smaller because I wanted him to be there. Another ephemera. And then I got this from the digital kit and put it there. I wanted it just to kind of, as you can see, it's kind of flowing together. So that's what I did there. Now, in order to put my strings here, oh, and I also did the eyelids and used these little twined cord strings that I had. So in order to do the sari silk closure, the tie, I had to glue that first before I put the muslin fabric on top of it. And then on top of the fabric, you'll see this picture. Again, I used my splat, the Red Barn Archival ink for the splat. And I thought I'd put that there. And then I have a rib stamp, and I stamped it with black soot to give it just that light look, the grayish look. Again, the muslin cut, and I gave it a fourth right in here so that you can see that I made it separately. And then here's the muslin for this side. I used one of the die cuts. I needed to have the raven. This is the front cover. And so what I have here is I used muslin strips, cut pieces, and glued it onto this mummy. So again, and then I don't know if you noticed, but my sewing is there. You know, I have to have my sewing. So I sewed my tags. Now you'll see the splats there. You'll see die cuts. I thought this girl would complement in the front cover with the mummy. For some reason, that just popped in, and it's like, oh, she has to go here in the front. So I used the word mummy for the mummy. I painted his eyes red because in Abbott Costello, the mummy has these red bright lights, and so I thought I'd do that too. I already mentioned the splat, and here's some more skulls and another skull that's all together with this. All of this is in the digital kit, and then one of the ephemeras that I bought at the store. So, and then I made a side pocket here, and so this is the mummy. And so I have this, I would say it's a lace, but it's really like cabret lace. And so I only use a little piece just for this part right here. Gauze, the splat, and the ephemera. And then I put the string there. I need to order some kind of charms or beads so I could put to the string. But I think this one I want to leave it alone. But the other ones you'll see that I want to put beads in it. You open this. This is how it opens. Here's the witch. I used the background that's in the digital kit for us to use. And so I've sewed it around and put some red splat there, and cut the picture of the witch. She's in the forest, so I thought I'd make it look like that. So here's the back cover, and it has the scarab gargoyle. Here he is on top of the pumpkin. The bats, some ephemeras, some splat. And I did go in here and highlighted him a little bit, gave him some color, and I did the same thing with the pumpkin, gave it more like an orange look, but at the same time used white to bring out the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, as I also colored a little bit darker black so that they could show its realistic look to them. And I did the same here. And here, I wanted it just to be like this. Here's this, the gargoyle that I saw in there. This was a last minute thought when I saw it. It's like, he should go here with the gargoyle. So I made an insert right in here for that. So I'm leaving it alone. I like that. But no, I didn't want to burn the house down. So it's like, oh, when I saw that, it's like, oh. So, but it looks good. That was my accident that I had as I was preparing this project together. And then the Invisible Man. Yeah, so when I see the movies of Abbott Costello, the Invisible Man has his glasses on and he's wrapped up. That reminded me of the movie, so the Invisible Man. So he needed to go in here too. And so that's why I put that picture there. So these three were incorporated into these three that are part of the Nevermore Ledger. So as you can see, it is an accordion. It is an accordion, but more like a book because you can use it as a book. But that was my intent because I also wanted to do the back part, because there were so many monsters that I needed to incorporate them. So you put this together and it goes, see, this is where, once I finished doing this gave me the size for the spine. Because remember, this was the last thing I made, was the spine, to be able to finish my project. And all you do is just tie it. And what I like about it, that it stands. Yeah, it stands perfectly. And so this will go on my shelf, my collection of my journals that I've been making. I realized when I closed the wrap around my accordion tag, I accidentally had it this way and put it in, and it's actually supposed to be this way when you close it. So I know it was minor, but this is how I wanted it to be. So when you open it, that's the first thing you see is the mummy. Okay, I really like the way this stands. And all that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I have one more, but before that, I would like to announce Nat Williams is tomorrow. So she'll be closing the Creeponjune 2025. So I'm looking forward to seeing her video tomorrow. So don't miss out on that. And so next is what you're going to see some pictures of just the cover wrap and the front cover and the back cover of the tag and the inside of the front and the cover to your attention. I hope you all will enjoy the video. Okay, bye-bye.